Hey everyone, it's Alex and Derek here, and welcome to another episode of Virtual Chats. And today on the show, we are pleased to welcome Alex Skolnick of Metal Allegiance, Testament, the Alex Skolnick Trio, so many other bands. So, Alex, just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, and hope you're doing well.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Good to see you. Derek, Alex, good name. I can
Yeah,
remember. Yeah.
absolutely.
No.
I met
Awesome.
I met you in July of last year, actually, when you had the when your trio came to Toronto, actually.
Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We
Oh,
both have met you on several occasions in the past, so
uh-huh.
always great to reconnect as well.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. And there was been a lot of activity lately. Yeah, between the trio, Metal Allegiance.
Yep.
I'm about to jump on the road with Testament,
Yep.
and yeah, never a dull moment. So,
Never a dull moment. We'll
Hell yeah.
touch on like as much of that as we can. So, but the first thing to kick things off, we'll talk about Metal Legions.
uh-huh.
You had your recent annual NAM gathering with Metal Legions at the Anaheim House of Blues. Talk about this year's festivities and how that went down.
Yeah. Well, we do this every year. We try to do it every year. We didn't do it in 2020 and the following years because of COVID.
Yeah.
But it's been a tradition from the 2010s, the mid to late 2010s, where we play the Anaheim House of Blues, which takes place the week of the NAM show. And it's always a nice gathering. Everybody's in town. You can always count on a really good bunch of musicians. And this year was no exception. We had a packed house. We had a lot of regulars, myself, John Bush, Mike Portnoy, Mark Mengy, our founder David Ellefson, um, and a bunch of guests who hadn't played with us before. Becky Baldwin, the bass player from Merciful Fate, and William Duvall, who's
Yeah.
a very special guest who
Oh,
we
no
recorded
way.
this new
Hi.
track with. Um, Andreas Kisser, who's not new to the project. We have a lot of history with him, but it's been a few years
Hmm.
for scheduling wise. So it was great to get him back in the fold.
Yep. Been out there busy with a little band called Sepultura, and they're on their final runs now.
Yeah, they've been quite busy. Absolutely.
For sure. You mentioned William Duvall because you guys just released your first new taste of music in many years with William singing. Talk about like putting this song together.
Yeah, well, it got to the point where we needed some new music. It's been too long,
Hmm.
and for good reason. It's very complicated with everybody's schedules,
Yeah.
but we did have some music laying around that needed a home. Kind of never found its way onto the previous albums, and one of the reasons for that is we never had the right singer, and had we figured that like the perfect voice would be somebody like William, but it wasn't clear that that would ever happen. And then fast forward a few years, um, Mark has been working on this great project that's in conjunction with the Soundgarden organization, all the remaining members, and they're all on board with it, and it pays tribute to Chris Cornell, and using a lot of different guest musicians, so some pretty well known. And William was involved with one of those songs, so I think they started working together and hit it off. And then the idea came up: hey, we have this song. It needs a voice. And he said, okay, I'll take a listen to it. No promises. And he was inspired enough by it to come up with these lyrics and this vocal pattern that certainly none of us would have thought of. It just came out of thin air.
Hmm.
Um, Parts that we thought would be all instrumental, he came up with great vocals for, and then left space where we might have filled it. And now it's hard to imagine it any other way.
Yep.
But the track, yeah, it came out a short time before, the NAMM show, and what a great way to celebrate by doing our first performance with him. And of course, we played that song among
Absolutely.
others.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a little bit about Alex is a bit more of a Metal Allegiance fan than I am. Not saying I'm not a fan, but I definitely would like to kind of get the a little bit of a rundown of sort of just how it kind of began. Like, were you there from like the very beginning? Like, I guess the sort of like primitive days of Metal Allegiance, or
Um,
was it something or that you kind of joined along the way?
I was there from the time it became Metal Allegiance. Um,
Yeah.
it became Metal Allegiance after a couple years of um, the project that predates it, which was called Metal Masters.
Yeah.
And Metal Masters involved a lot of different folks. It was also an all-star group, but I think for the most part the main overlap between that project and Metal Allegiance was the inclusion of Mike Portnoy and Dave Ellefson. And the Metal Masters was more of a clinic, masterclass Q&A with performances in that context. And there were a number of them. And at a certain point, there was this cruise that one of these music cruises that was put on by Motorhead. Their first music
Oh, was
cruise
it the
called the
motorboat cruise?
Motorboat. Yeah,
Yeah.
Motorboat, and it was one of the last hurrahs for Lemmy.
Yeah.
It wasn't clear how
Mhm.
much longer he had then, but he was slowing down. He still seemed like he had a good number of years left, but it was clear he was slowing down. And as
Mhm.
it turned out, that ended up being one of his final performances, and
Yeah.
he was gone
Right.
within a couple of years. So yeah, it's very symbolic in a way, and a slot opened up on that ship, and they needed a headliner, and lo and behold, they proposed the idea of doing this show, but really doing it as a concert, minus the question and answer, and
Mhm.
changed the name, made it Metal Allegiance, and that was where it started. And I was there. I happened to be on the ship because I was playing with Testament, and I was brought in to jam a few songs. I played some Van Halen songs, and apparently went very well because everybody seemed happy. And immediately, yeah, we talked about working together again very soon. And unbeknownst to me, the three other guys, Portnoy, Mengi, and Elfson, had already talked about the possibility of writing original music and doing an album where they do this type of thing and bring in some all stars, but instead of cover songs, it's originals with with influenced by some of the music that's covered, but not
Of
covers
course.
at all for the most part, other than one song. I think the Dio cover,
We rock.
"We Rock." That was that was the one exception, right? Of
Yeah.
course, that was for Ronnie
I thought there was more.
and
I thought there was more than that. I thought there was one where "Bonded by Blood" was played and Chuck Billy was singing, and I thought there was another one where a couple of the Anthrax guys did "March of the SOD," if I'm not mistaken.
well, not a recording.
No, no, but a live,
Oh,
a
live, yeah,
live.
no, live we still do covers.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
the idea was to record an album of
Mhm.
originals. We Rock was the only cover that was at that point that was put out
I
as
see.
a
Okay.
recording. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, live. There's no limits. It's covers, it's originals. So instead of just being a cover band, having albums of original material provides the opportunity to spice things up, and fans have responded very positively to the original material.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And that original material, it really holds up. There's like it's such quality stuff because the first record that came out in 2015 I
Mm.
remember like hearing that one and thinking this is like absolute quality music. And that album was my album of the year that year in 2015, and also my one of my top albums of the decade of the 2010s.
Oh,
Um,
very cool.
yeah, so getting everybody that was involved in that record, because you had like a who's who of guys on there. You had Randy, you had Chuck, you had Phil Anselmo, Mark Ossageda, Christina Scabbia, Jamie Josta, you name it. Getting everyone together, like how long did that process take?
Yeah, I had the same question actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the music was written before the vocals,
Mhm.
so we spent a good amount of time, just the four of us, writing and arranging the music. While that process was going on, there were occasional texts or phone calls to singers just to gauge interest and availability. And every now and then we'd come up with a song where uh, we could imagine a certain type of voice,
Yeah.
and we might reach out to that person and then say, okay, what's your schedule like? Could it even happen this year? Yeah, we assume everybody is swamped. And as it turned out, we just kept adding folks. By the time we went into the proper studio, not Mike Portnoy's house, but the actual studio where we layered all the music. Um, I think we probably had at least half of the singers at that point. And then just as that was going, it took a long time. Again, we're even once we have like half, or a few, several singers, we're working with them. That's going to take time. So the whole time we're just reaching out, waiting to hear back, seeing if we, and then planning the next one. So we just continued that process. I mean, it took pretty good amount of time, but it's amazing what we pulled off when you look at the finished product and the sheer number of artists that are involved.
Yeah. And the drums were done at what you call Casa de Portnoy, right?
Yes. So that was Mike Portnoy's house,
Yeah.
and he's got a studio that's good for recording drums. It's a perfectly good drum room.
Yeah.
So we did the initial process, the jamming, which was in basically like a living room
Hmm.
that is a few like down the hall from his drum room.
Yeah.
And that would be the jam. And once a song felt like it was ready to be tracked, we would move to the drum room and then jam in the drum room with headphones, with Mike's drums being properly recorded.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had an assistant with us who would do the controls so we could just focus on the music. And by the time we left Portnoy's place, yeah, we had all the songs in drum tracks ready to go.
Well, how do you, I guess, because you do juggle a lot of projects at once, how do you sort of like how does your approach to songwriting, I'm sure, changes quite a bit depending on which project you're working on. But I mean, with two metal projects, I mean, how do you do that, like between like Testament and Metal Allegiance?
Well, at this point, it's pretty easy to record high quality demos of your ideas. That was not the case when I joined Testament in high school. It
Yeah.
wasn't called Testament yet
Hmm.
when I joined the band. And for the first few years of the band, we were limited to basically cassette recorders. That was how we captured ideas.
Right,
At a certain point,
right.
the company Tascam came out with these portable 4 tracks where you could record on cassette, and those were great. I forget what it was called, the Multi Studio or whatever it was. It
Hmm.
was something you would buy at a Guitar Center. It was very heavily featured in the Guitar Center catalog, and just to be able to play more than one part. like layers of parts. And drum machines were getting better, but now the technology has gotten so good.
Yep.
Instead of a drum machine, we have drum software,
Yep.
where it's
Right.
recordings of actual drummers playing these patterns that you can manipulate, and the quality has gotten so good. So to answer your question, I make demos. I make demos anytime I have an idea. I record a very rough version of it. I'll come back to it at a certain point. If I still like it, I'll do the next phase and break out the drum software, start working on drums, um, start working on a second guitar part, work on a bass part, layer it. I have some demos where I'll even do a guide vocal, although I would never hire myself as a heavy metal singer. I can at
No.
least imitate the parts. It's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, I really should put these on YouTube just to laugh at.
Why
But
not?
Just for people to see. Yeah.
yeah, and a good
That'd be
number.
interesting.
Yeah, a good number of the songs get written that way.
Yep.
Sometimes they want to do variations, and that's fine. I always say this is a step. I'm not married to the ideas, but there are ones that come out surprisingly close to my original demos. The Testament song "Symptoms"
Yep.
from the previous record,
From Titans.
Titans of Creation, is an example of that.
Hmm.
And there have been a few Metal Allegiance songs like that. The Accuser by on
Yes.
second Metal Allegiance disc with Trevor Strand, may he rest in peace.
Yep.
Um, that was an example, and I couldn't sing like him to save my life, but I would just sort of. I had a demo of most of those parts, and I would just sort of bark out the vocal patterns.
Hmm.
And actually, by the time Trevor
Right.
came through, we had properly recorded the music, so we did have the tracks that you hear on the record, and then I could do vocals to that. But it's a building process. It happens a number of different ways. But when you hear the song as a listener, of course, yeah, you're hearing this perfectly presented thing, but
Yep.
it's easy to forget how much work went into it to get there.
I think you may have to like maybe want to talk to Randy or Chuck to like learn how to do some like gutturals or something.
Oh yeah, that's true. If I if
For
I ever
demos.
got serious about it and wanted, I've got some great folks I could talk to. That's for sure.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny to hear. To hear Skolnick doing low vocals like Chuck
Yeah.
and Randy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Put
the
on a
best I could
recording,
do
though.
is
that would be fun.
the best I could do is a cheap imitation. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good. But yeah, like maybe
Hey,
think
it's
about
better
like
than nothing.
Yeah. There's that great old Jim Carrey clip.
Oh yeah, from Ace Ventura.
Yeah. Well, also there's
Like
he appears on on a talk show, the Arsenio Hall
Arsenio
show,
Hall, yeah.
and I think he's talking about Napalm Death.
Napalm
is
Death,
something
yeah.
that he mentions, and it's very funny. And he goes,
Yeah, yeah, he is. Yeah,
Somebody just sent me that the other day. I mean, I've
seen that.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, one thing I wanted to ask if there was any plans for Metal Allegiance to do any tours in the near future. I know you got the tour with Testament coming up, but if there's anything planned after that for Metal Allegiance, I was just wondering if that was something that was in the works.
honest answer, nothing planned. We've tried it a couple times. I think it's a challenge because there are too many moving parts.
Yeah. But
We're also spoiled in a way because when we play the Anaheim show, as I mentioned earlier, it takes place the same week as the NAMM show.
Mhm.
So you have the luxury of having all these top musicians and artists in town
Yeah.
already.
Mhm.
And to bring an ensemble like that on tour,
Yeah.
it's not only logistically difficult, but scheduling wise,
Yeah.
nearly impossible.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that could maybe happen some point there have been these sort of offshoots of Metal Allegiance, almost
Yeah.
like a space capsule
Hmm.
instead of the mothership,
Right.
right? And then that comes in the form of a 4 or 5 piece band,
Yeah.
and we've done that. We've done tributes to albums. We did a tribute to
The first Black
Deep.
Sabbath album.
Yes, yeah. Now that was one of the most fun ones. I was gonna say Deep Purple. Oh,
Yeah.
this was a while ago. We did Made in Japan
Yeah. Made in Japan.
by Deep Purple.
That's such a great live album.
And that was, yeah, that was one of the first times we did it. We also did Masters of Reality,
Oh yeah.
and it was a lot of fun. And then we did another Sabbath one in Chicago,
Hmm.
and we actually had Braun from Mastodon on drums
Yep.
and Bobby Blitz on vocals. That was really, really fun.
Yeah.
I could see something like that happen. I think that would be more realistic to do if there was interest, but we'll have to see. For now, yeah, we have these occasional big blowout shows, and they're events, and they're a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
I think the best thing to do as far as like live stuff would maybe be like you were saying events, but maybe like festival slots where you may have like a bunch of bands that you're all friends with and ask you, do you want to do this thing since we're all here?
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. That did happen a couple times. That happened in Japan.
Hmm.
We did a show called Loud Park.
Loud Park, yeah. And you also did Bloodstock in the
And we
UK,
did Bloodstock too.
and Rock in Rio.
Yeah, now Rock in Rio, we all went down. Those of us who played in
Yeah,
that lineup all went down for that show
yeah,
specifically. But the Japan show, Charlie Benante played drums.
right.
His Anthrax was on the bill,
Yep,
and I think Megadeth might have been on the bill, and Dave was already, he was still in Megadeth. He was already there,
yep.
if I remember right. So if I remember right, like half of us were already there,
Hmm.
and I think I was there too with Testament,
Yep,
if I remember right.
yep.
But yeah, there have been a few of these situations where the band can be cold from everybody being part of this festival. That just hasn't happened in a while, but it would be
Yep.
great to see that happen for sure.
You played like a few of the major festivals right now. Like the next one that needs to happen is Wacken.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely,
That would be fun.
absolutely. Yeah, that would be a great one. I played last year with Testament.
Yep.
It's always a highlight.
Yeah, for sure. What are the I know you released the track with William Duvall earlier, but are you guys like prepping anything for maybe a Metal Legions 3 full length?
Um, we're having discussions,
Okay.
but it has gone as far as looking at calendars and
Yeah.
entertaining some possible get-togethers. But nothing's on the table at this time.
Okay. Well,
I
hopefully,
I hope to have better news about that next time we talk.
definitely. Because like I said, the two records that you put out, the self-titled and Power Drunk Majesty are phenomenal records, and we definitely hope that there's definitely more to come.
Thank you. I'm glad people are into them. We put a lot of work into those records. So
Yep.
considering who's part of those records and all the work that went into them, it sometimes seems like they should be better known than they are. But it's almost
I
like
definitely agree.
they have a cult following, and then every year there's this show that just does great. But yeah, we'll see. It would be nice to take it beyond that at some point.
It would be, but as you said, schedules like always pack up for everybody, and everybody's on tour,
Yeah,
recording, so it's tough to do.
yeah, you can't fight reality.
No, absolutely, Derek.
No, no. Alex and I are both musicians as well, so we know the struggle.
Yep,
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
people don't realize it takes such dedication to
Yep,
do this.
Mhm.
especially
Yeah.
yeah. So just to kind of wind things down, just kind of kind of wrap up, talk about your schedule coming up. You know, you got Testament's heading out on tour in a couple weeks with Overkill and Destruction. Hopefully that tour comes up here in Canada because we'd love to see that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I
Oh,
don't
what?
book the shows. You know, there's a booking agency. I'm hearing from a lot of Canadians that, um, yeah, we love coming to Canada. I don't know why it wasn't included on this tour. I hope that changes. If not, if there's not another leg of this tour, I know we'll come to Canada
Yeah,
at some point. Testament, probably the next leg.
yeah, because Parabellum, the new album that came out, is just phenomenal. Like,
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we're big fans. We love it.
yeah,
Yeah,
And
well, this
look forward to
tour we're
hearing
gonna
those
do
songs
some.
live.
Yeah, this will be our first time playing those songs. We did play a few on our last tour, but that was in Europe. So this will be the first time that we play them in North America.
yeah. And I got
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
yeah. Well, around the time that before the album was coming out, I did speak to Erica a little bit, and he's talking about like how you guys are gonna like incorporate more songs from that album into the set because I love the track. The whole record's phenomenal, but I was telling him you got to add the song "Meant to Be" in the set
Cool, cool.
because that
We just did a wish list, right? That's where everybody writes songs they want to do in the set,
yeah.
and I think the ones that will be in the set will be the ones that more than one person puts on the list. That one was on more than one list. I think that was on several lists. So
Yeah, because
I know.
yeah,
Yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance. So.
yeah, because when you
Well,
got
let's just say you
yeah,
here. Sorry, go
no,
on.
no, go
I
on,
was
man.
just gonna say that my wish list was certainly met the last time
Mhm.
Testament was in Toronto, and you guys did "Eerie Inhabitants," which is my favorite
Yes,
Testament
yeah.
song of all time. So
Okay,
Yeah,
cool,
that made me so freaking happy.
cool.
yeah,
Yeah, that was like a dream come true for me.
yeah, yeah. The two of us were at that show, and that was where he did Legacy and the New Order in its entirety. But one quick question about that show. Why did you guys leave Burnt Offerings off the set list?
Oh,
Oh yeah, I wasn't there.
that's a good question. Uh, I can't tell you. I mean, that was so long ago.
Mm,
There might have been a time limit, because we do
That
that
happens sometimes.
song once in a while.
yeah,
So I'm not sure. I
'cause
know
like,
when we do more than one record as a special show, you
yeah,
do have to make some choices because it's a lot of music.
it's true. It's true because when we didn't hear that one, that was a bit of a head scratcher
Right.
for us anyway.
Yeah, it's I can't say because
That's
I don't
all.
remember. But
It's all good. But I was also, when Eric and I were talking, he mentioned when you guys did the Evening with Testament, when you played Practice What You Preach in its entirety, you guys did like almost all the ballads that you ever wrote except for Cold Embrace.
right, that's right. Yeah.
But that song, Cold Embrace, in
Mhm.
my opinion, needs to
Mhm.
be played live because that's an
All
epic.
right, we got to see because now
That would be
we have
great.
quite a
Bring out
number
the
of
best.
slow tunes,
Yep,
which is great. Yeah, and the fans are digging them. We've gotten over any phobia of slowing down.
absolutely.
But yeah, you can't have
For
Cold Embrace, The Legacy, Return to Serenity, Meant
Yeah,
to Be. You can't have all those songs in one set. So,
yeah, yeah,
but I think it's a matter of rotating.
yep. Anyway, I think we're gonna like wind it down right there. So, Alex, I just wanted to say thanks so much for joining us for a great chat, and we wish you all the best with Metal Legions, Testament, and Pact, and your trio going forward. And we look forward to seeing you up here in Toronto when you come back here with any of them.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Nice to
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for taking
Thanks.
the
see
time to
you in
talk with us.
Toronto.
See you guys. See you, man.
You bet.